Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, true wealth just doesn't seem to come your way? You try budgeting, saving, and following advice from financial experts, but something always seems to hold you back. The truth is, it's not always about your actions. It's about your mindset. There is a quiet voice within, a subtle dialogue you may not even be aware of, that is influencing every financial decision you make. And if that inner voice is rooted in scarcity or fear, no amount of external change will bring lasting abundance. Most people don't realize it, but our relationship with money starts in the mind long before it ever shows up in our wallets. The way we talk to ourselves, what we believe we deserve, how we respond to success or failure, even the way we view wealthy people. These internal patterns create the outer results we see in life. If your internal programming is constantly telling you, "I'll never get ahead," or "I'm just not good with money," that's the energy you're sending out. And that's exactly what life reflects back. It's not magic, it's not superstition, it's psychology, reinforced by years of habit and reinforced beliefs. What's even more powerful is that most of this dialogue runs on autopilot. You're not consciously choosing it. It was shaped by your early environment, the things your parents said, the media you consumed, and your personal experiences with money. And until you become aware of that voice and start shifting it, you'll keep repeating the same cycles, regardless of how much effort you put in. Before we go deeper, take a moment to type in the comments, "I'm welcome prosperity." By doing this, you're starting to bring awareness to your mindset and open space for a new reality. If you find this video helpful or eye-opening, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's ready to break free from mental blocks and build a new path toward prosperity. Let's start by identifying the silent voice that shapes your financial life. Imagine this. Two people face the same situation. They lose their job unexpectedly. One of them says, "This is the worst thing that could happen. I'll never recover." The other says, "This is my chance to start fresh and find something better." The same event, but two completely different inner dialogues and two completely different outcomes. The first person may spiral into fear and settle for less. The second may take bold steps and find unexpected success. The difference isn't their resume or experience, it's their mindset. This inner voice often comes in the form of seemingly harmless thoughts. Money doesn't grow on trees. People like me don't become wealthy. I'm too old to change my situation. Or, it's selfish to want more. These phrases may sound familiar because they've been echoed by parents, teachers, or even society, but just because they were repeated often doesn't make them true. The mind absorbs repetition as truth, even if it's harmful. And once those beliefs take root, they become your reality, until you consciously choose to unlearn them. So, how do you unlearn what feels so automatic? The first step is awareness. Begin to listen to your self-talk, especially when you're dealing with money, paying bills, receiving a paycheck, shopping, or even talking about your dreams. What are the words that immediately pop into your head? Are they filled with limitation or expansion, fear or trust, lack or possibility? That small moment of noticing is the first crack in the wall. From there, transformation becomes possible. Here's a simple exercise to help. For one day, carry a small notebook or open a note on your phone. Each time you make a financial decision or even think about money, pause and jot down the thought that comes up. Don't judge it, just write it. At the end of the day, read them all aloud to yourself. You'll likely see a pattern. And more importantly, you'll see the voice that's been running your financial life without your permission. Let's take this deeper. After noticing your patterns, Choose one repeating thought and ask yourself, whose voice is this, really? Maybe it's a parent who struggled financially. Maybe it's a teacher who said you wouldn't succeed. Or maybe it's your own voice, formed in a moment of fear or embarrassment. Wherever it came from, it's not you. It's just a pattern you learned. And anything learned can be unlearned. Now, here's where the rewiring begins. For every limiting belief you uncover, you need to plant a new one. But not just any affirmation. You must create one that feels believable, grounding, and slightly beyond your current comfort zone. If you're always saying, I'm broke, don't jump to I'm a millionaire. Your brain will reject it. Instead, try, I'm learning to create more financial stability every day. The key is progress, not perfection. You're rewiring through repetition and emotional resonance. Let's talk about emotional energy, because this is where most people fail. You can repeat affirmations all day, but if your body is filled with tension, fear, or resistance, they won't take root. Your nervous system must feel safe to accept new beliefs. This is why breathwork, meditation, or even just conscious relaxation are essential when doing mindset work. When you're calm, the mind is more open. When you feel safe, you believe more is possible. The nervous system is like the soil in which your new beliefs are planted. If the soil is dry, stressed, or filled with weeds, even the best seeds won't grow. But if it's nourished and cared for, transformation becomes inevitable. That's why mindset work isn't just about thinking new thoughts. It's about creating the right inner environment for those thoughts to flourish. Now that you've begun to uncover the hidden voice shaping your financial world, we need to look at how these beliefs translate into actual behavior. Beliefs aren't just abstract ideas floating in your mind. They become the silent architects behind every choice you make. They guide your spending habits, your career decisions, your risk tolerance, and your ability to receive or reject opportunities. The belief, I must play it safe, may sound wise, but it could be keeping you stuck in low-paying work or preventing you from starting something new. The belief, rich people are greedy, might be pushing away mentors or chances to grow simply because they challenge your view of what's acceptable. Every action you take with money, whether it's saving, spending, or investing, is preceded by an emotion. That emotion is created by a thought. That thought is usually driven by an old belief. This is why lasting wealth is less about numbers and more about awareness. If you've ever asked yourself, why do I keep sabotaging myself? The answer almost always lives in the invisible chain between belief, thought, emotion, and action. Let's look at one of the most powerful forces that keeps people stuck. Fear disguised as logic. This is when a person convinces themselves that playing small is actually being responsible. You might hear someone say, I don't want to ask for a raise because the company is going through a tough time. Or, now isn't the right time to start that business. Or, I should just be grateful for what I have. While there's truth in caution and gratitude, these phrases often mask fear of rejection, fear of failure, or fear of growth. They sound like wisdom, but they're really walls. And the only way to know the difference is to ask, is this thought expanding me or limiting me? The next time you have a decision to make about money, pause and ask yourself this: am I choosing from expansion or contraction? Expansion feels like curiosity, openness, and a bit of nervous excitement. Contraction feels like tension, withdrawal, or tightness in your body. Your body is always giving you feedback. Wealth is attracted to expansion, not contraction. So if your body is always in survival mode, it will be very hard to make empowered financial decisions. Now let's bring in something ancient, wisdom that has stood the test of time. In many spiritual traditions, including Buddhism and Eastern philosophy, the mind is seen not as a master, but a tool. The one who learns to observe the mind, rather than be ruled by it, is the one who gains true freedom. This is why meditation, breathwork, and mindfulness aren't just spiritual practices. They are rewiring tools. When you sit still and observe your thoughts without judgment, something magical happens. The old beliefs lose their power. You become the observer, not the prisoner. You don't need hours of meditation to start this process. Begin with 5 minutes a day. Sit in silence, breathe deeply, and simply notice your thoughts, especially the ones about money. Don't try to change them. Just notice. Awareness is the first step to transformation. Over time, you'll start to catch those old thoughts faster. You'll recognize when scarcity is creeping in, and with that awareness, you'll have a choice. Another powerful rewiring tool is visualization, but not the kind where you just imagine yourself lying on a beach surrounded by money. The most effective visualizations involve feeling the new belief as if it's already real. Picture yourself handling money with ease, making confident financial choices, or sharing your wealth freely. Let your body feel the emotion of safety, abundance, and generosity. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagined experience. When repeated often, visualization creates new neural pathways that support your new reality. Let's also talk about language. The words you use daily either reinforce your old mindset or build your new one. Phrases like, "I can't afford that," or "that's too expensive," may seem harmless, but they subtly affirm a world of limitation. Instead, try saying, "That's not a priority right now," or "I'm choosing to invest in something else." The words you use shape your world. Every time you speak, you are casting a vote for the future you believe in. Another trap to be aware of is comparing your journey to someone else's. Comparison is the enemy of self-worth and a direct pathway to scarcity thinking. When you look at others who seem wealthier, more successful, or further along, it can trigger thoughts like, "I'll never be like them," or "I'm too far behind." But everyone's path is unique. Wealth built from alignment is far more sustainable than wealth built from pressure and comparison. Celebrate others, but come back to your own lane. Your journey is sacred, and your timing is right on schedule. To reinforce this mindset shift, surround yourself with environments that support the new beliefs. Read books that expand your view of money. Follow creators who talk about abundance with integrity and wisdom. Spend time in spaces that inspire you, even if you're not there yet. Your mind absorbs what it's exposed to. Curate your surroundings like you would a garden. Remove the weeds, plant what you want to grow, and water it daily. Finally, let's address the energy of receiving. Many people are excellent givers but struggle to receive. They'll say yes to helping others but no when help is offered to them. This creates imbalance. Receiving is not selfish, it's essential. If you can't receive, you're blocking the flow of abundance. Practice saying thank you when someone offers you something, without guilt or apology. Receiving with grace tells the universe, "I am open to more." Now that we've explored the beliefs, language, and energy patterns that shape your financial reality, it's time to bring all of this into a practical and repeatable daily ritual. Rewiring your mindset isn't something that happens once, it's a daily process. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't do it once and expect your teeth to stay clean forever. Your mind is the same. What you do each day is what shapes who you become. Let's begin with a simple but powerful 3-part morning ritual designed to set your mind toward abundance from the moment you wake up. The first part is silence. Before reaching for your phone or engaging with the world, take 3 deep breaths. Place your hand on your heart and say to yourself, I am safe. I am open. I am ready to receive. This sets the emotional tone for your day and immediately grounds you in expansion rather than stress. The second part is intention. Grab a small notebook or simply sit quietly and declare one financial intention for the day. This doesn't have to be about receiving money directly. It could be as simple as, today I make decisions from abundance, or today I will share value with someone freely. This act of intentional focus helps align your subconscious mind with the kind of energy you want to live in. The third part is visualization. Close your eyes and for 2 to 3 minutes, picture one scene of the future you're creating. Imagine the peace, the spaciousness, the generosity. Feel what it would be like to be there. Let that vision flood your body with gratitude, and then carry that feeling into your day. When you move through your day with this energy, your decisions shift, subtly but powerfully. Throughout the day, your old thoughts may try to pull you back. You might hear that familiar inner voice say, "You're not good enough," or "This won't work." When that happens, pause. Don't fight the thought. Observe it. Say to yourself, "That's the old script. I choose something new now." Then say your chosen affirmation out loud. For example, "I am worthy of wealth," or "Abundance flows to me in expected and unexpected ways." The more often you do this, the weaker the old voice becomes. In the evening, your mind becomes especially open to suggestion. Use this time wisely. As part of your nighttime ritual, reflect on 3 things that brought you closer to abundance that day. Maybe it was an opportunity you said yes to, a generous act you performed, or even catching a negative thought before it took root. Celebrate these wins. This trains your brain to notice progress and to expect more of it. Now let's talk about the deeper internal shift, the identity change. To truly rewire your mindset, you must stop acting like someone who's trying to become abundant and start being someone who already is. This means asking yourself throughout the day, what would the abundant version of me do here? Would they dwell on that mistake? Would they hesitate to invest in growth? Would they speak poorly about money? Step into that version of yourself, not someday, but now. Rewiring your mindset also means rewriting your story. Everyone has a story about money, and most of them were written unconsciously. Maybe your story is, "I always struggled," or "I'm not lucky like others," or "I'm just not good with money." These stories feel true because they've been repeated, but they're just narratives, not facts. Take a moment today to write a new story. One where you are the main character who learns, grows, transforms, and becomes a person who creates wealth with wisdom and peace. It's also essential to recognize how your environment influences your mindset. If your home is cluttered, chaotic, or filled with things that carry emotional weight, it can subtly reinforce feelings of lack or overwhelm. Make your space a reflection of the abundance you are calling in. This doesn't require luxury, just intention. Clean one corner of your room. Place a symbol of prosperity, like a plant, a candle, or a special object, somewhere you'll see it every day. Let it remind you, this is who I am becoming. Relationships too play a powerful role. Spend more time with people who talk about possibilities, not just problems. Surround yourself with conversations that expand your vision instead of shrink it. And most importantly, be that person for others. When you speak abundance into someone else's life, you are reinforcing it in your own. Wealth is not a solo journey. It's a field you co-create with others. You may be wondering, How long will it take to rewire your mindset? The truth is, it's already happening. Every time you become aware of an old belief, every time you choose a higher thought, and every time you act from alignment, you're doing the work. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You're simply remembering who you really are, a powerful, worthy, capable being who is not here to survive, but to thrive. Before we end, let this be your new mantra. I am no longer available for thoughts that shrink me. I am only available for thoughts that expand me. Repeat it when you wake up. Repeat it before you sleep, and let it guide your every decision. Now, if you've made it this far, it means you're truly ready to change your life. So take a moment to write this in the comments below. I'm welcome prosperity. By doing this, you're declaring your shift and inspiring others to do the same. And if you found this video valuable, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Your wealth begins in your mind. And today, you've taken a powerful step forward.